Hello, dear sixth graders, and welcome to another English online lesson. My name is Tanja, and I'm going to be your teacher today. And today we're going to talk about computer games. Na kraju današnjeg sata razlikovat ćete više vrsta kompjuterskih igrica, pokazat ćete razumijevanje slušanog teksta na temu kompjuterskih igrica i moći ćete napisati kratki tekst o svojim iskustvima u igranju igrica. And what you will need for today's lesson is your notebook, some kind of a pen or a pencil, and a device with an internet access. Whether it is a laptop, a tablet, or a phone, it doesn't really matter. What we are going to do first is that you're going to open your notebooks and you're going to write down some different functions of using a computer. Dakle, molim vas da sada u svoju bilježnicu zapišete nekoliko različitih stvari za koje vi koristite vaše osobno računalo. You can stop the video now. Sada možete zaustaviti video. Now let's see what can we use the computer for. We can use a computer to send an email, or to write a letter, to surf the internet, or maybe to print something. You can also listen to music or watch movies. And these days, we can even go to school online using our computers. But I believe that this is your favorite part, playing computer games. And you probably look like this while playing. But what is a computer game? Computer game is an electronic game that involves interaction between a user and a device. Now, let's see, what was the gaming like before? For years, we only had Pong. When the first game consoles appeared in the 1970s, they had black and white graphics. The box would often boast, "Comes with 10 games," but it was actually just 10 different versions of Pong. Pong with more bets, Pong with only one wall, etc. On PCs, you had to type in games yourself. So when you ended up writing everything you needed, you would then again play a game called Pong. And do you know what a joypad looked like in the early 1980s? It had only one button. So you could forget about being able to jump, fire, or open a conversation window at the same time. No. And different games were on cassettes. Those things your grandma and grandpa used. Games took for about 5 minutes to load, and even then they would probably crash at the last second. During the loading period, they would make weird noises as if aliens were coming down on Earth. When Nintendo invented Game Boy, it was a revolution. It was the first handheld game which allowed putting different discs or floppy disks so you could play more games on the same device. Tetris, the one that is on your screen at the moment, and Super Mario Bros. Were the most popular. Games were pretty hard, and there was no such thing as saving the game. If you died, went back to the beginning. Social gaming meant going to the arcade because there was no Xbox Live. If you wanted to meet and play against other gamers, you went to the arcade, and there, usually those high school score tables were dominated by some kind of local heroes, and you spent hours trying to beat their records. And today, it's a completely different story. In late 90s, Microsoft Windows simplified device driver and memory management. Improving technology resulted in increasing levels of realism in computer games. Today, you can choose to play on a console or on a PC or a laptop. PC games are sold predominantly through the internet. Buyers download their new purchase directly to their computer. Prices? Well, indie games, which are less popular, can be bought for about 30 kunas. Standard editions up to 500, while collector's editions, special editions, deluxe editions can cost even more, but they always come with some extra content. Games today can be single player or multiplayer. Multiplayer games are usually less focused on the story, and they are more focused on enjoyable gameplay. They are better if you want to play with your friends or meet strangers. But never, never give out your personal information. You have to be very, very careful. Single player games nowadays look like interactive movies, as you can see on the screen. The graphics are getting better and better each year, and that means that you need more expensive PCs to be able to run them. Single player games consist of the interactive gameplay and the cutscenes. Some games have crossplay, which means that PC players and console players can play together. You can also choose to play games in virtual reality, which make it seem like you are inside of the actual game. But be careful here. You have to move your furniture out of the way before you play, so that you don't fall or bump into something. Virtual reality games can be a bit dangerous if there is not enough room. And today, there are so many different types of computer games. They are called genres. A specific category related by a similar gameplay characteristic is called a genre. So, we will just name some of video game genres. For example, we have action games. They emphasize physical challenges that require hand-eye coordination and motor skill to overcome. They center around the player, who is in control of most of the action. Most of the earliest video games were considered action games. Then, we also have platform games. Platform games are primarily centered around jumping and climbing to navigate the character's environment. They may have enemies or obstacles to avoid. Then we also have adventure games. They were some of the earliest games created. They normally require the player to solve various puzzles by interacting with people or the environment. They don't put too much pressure on the player, and therefore they were liked even by those people who generally don't play computer games. We also have simulation games. They are generally designed to closely simulate aspects of real or fictional reality. So you can have construction and management simulation, business simulation, even life simulation games. You can also, I don't know, breed a virtual pet or drive some kind of vehicle. And we also have strategy games. They are focused on a gameplay requiring careful and skillful thinking and planning in order to achieve victory. The player is given a godlike view of the game world, indirectly controlling the units under his command. And we have sports video games. They, of course, believe it or not, simulate sport. The opposing team or teams can be controlled by other real-life people or artificial intelligence. And now it's time to find out whether you are a true gamer. Sada ćemo saznati jeste li vi baš pravi gamer. Možete slobodno upisati ovu poveznicu u alatnu traku i odigrati igricu. Sretno svima! I hope you have enjoyed the game. Now let's continue. Many young people today write blogs. George likes to help people or children who have problems related to computer games. So let's see some of the posts on his blog.
Dear George, my mother keeps telling me that I am spending too much time on my laptop. I adore computer games and I just lose track of time. It is only when my wrist and my back start to hurt that I realize that I have overreacted. I am not a chatterbox. In fact, I am pretty shy and I like living in my own virtual world. How do I explain my mother that I really need my time on my laptop? Jane.
So, what is Jane's problem? She's spending too much time on her laptop, she has got a headache, or her wrist and back hurt. That's right, her wrist and back hurt. Here's another question. Why is Jane's mother complaining? Because she's shy, because she adores computer games, or because she spends too much time on her laptop? That's right, because she spends too much time on her laptop. Let's see some other problems.
Dear George, I went to see an eye specialist yesterday for annual checkup. He told me that my ability to count broadly presented objects was amazing. He also said that my peripheral vision was improving. It must be because of the new game I'm playing. I really need to be focused all the time, because if I'm even a bit distracted, I cannot play well. What do you think? Could it be because of the game? Anne.
Why did Anne go to see the specialist? Is it because she was ill? It's a thing that she does once a year, or because she was worried? What does an annual checkup mean? Right, it's a thing she does once a year. How is her health improving? Her vision is improving, she's a bit distracted, or her math skills are improving? That's right, her vision is improving. Let's continue.
Dear George, I'm so happy I'm not grounded anymore. Last week we went to visit our grandma. She wanted to give me some sweets when she saw me, but as she was trying to reach the jar, she accidentally pushed the vase that's been in our family for centuries. And I caught it. My hand-eye coordination was outstanding, my mother's words. Also, I helped rearrange the stuff in her basement. My mother noticed my organization skills, who should do what, when, and how, and was amazed again. I explained that I have learned those things in my games. She said that she would never complain again. Is this really happening? No, I'm not expecting an answer. I'm only bragging. Rocco.
So, what was Grandma looking for in a jar? Some sweets, some money, or a vase? That's correct, some sweets. Choose. Which skills has Rocco improved? Hand-eye coordination, organization skills, or learning skills? Right. A and B. Let's take a look at another example.
Dear George, I got pretty worried yesterday. While I was playing Overwatch, my head started to hurt. I ignored it because you can't quit multiplayer game that easily, right? A bit later, my eyes started to itch and my vision became blurred. I couldn't play anymore because I couldn't see well. I'm afraid to tell my parents because I'm afraid that they might yell at me. What should I do, Lucy?
What are Lucy's problems? Headache, she can't play well, or she has problems with her vision? Yes, she has headaches and problems with her vision. Which game did Lucy play? Blurred, Overwatch, or Minecraft? Overwatch. Well done. Let's take another look at another example.
Dear George, I'm fat. I used to be chubby, but lately I don't spend much time outdoors. I can't solve the tactical issue in my new game, and I just play and play all day long. I stopped all my other hobbies because I just can't get the game out of my head, and I eat all the time to avoid stress, and I just can't help myself. How can I stop eating so much? Jep.
Jack is skinny, chubby, or fat? fat. Why does Jack eat? To avoid stress. Well done. By reading the messages in these blogs, we could actually see some advantages and disadvantages of playing computer games. Kroz ove priče sa blogova mogli ste primijetiti da raspravljamo o prednostima i nedostacima kompjuterskih igrica. So let's put them in one place together. Stavimo ih zajednički na jedno mjesto. What are the advantages of playing computer games? Better hand-eye coordination, resistance to distraction, sensitivity to information in peripheral vision, ability to count briefly presented objects, organization and learning skills. While some disadvantages are wrist and back pain, headache, blurred vision, lack of physical activity, being indoors, and being overweight. In some cases, some children play so much that they skip meals, and a lot of children become addicted to computer games. And now it's homework time. You will have to make an interview with a friend. It can look something like this. Let's take a look at the example. Hi, you're going to write to your friend. I'm doing a research for my English lesson. And then your friend will ask, how can I help? And you will ask him, what is your favorite computer game? He will say something, for example, my favorite game is Dragon Mania Legends. You will ask, what is the game about? And he will tell you, for example, you have dragons and you breed other species, fight with other dragons and stuff like that. You will say something like, it sounds interesting. And how much time do you spend playing it? And he will answer, I play 2 or 3 times a week for about an hour. You will say thank you, and he will say you are welcome. So let's take a look at another example. Hi, I'm doing a research for my English lesson. How can I help? What is your favorite computer game? My favorite game is Roblox. What is it about? There are more games in one, and in that online game platform, I can design my own game, play many other games, I can play it with other people. That is a creation system with many different types of games: strategy, adventure, racing, horror, role-playing. It sounds interesting. And how much time do you spend playing it? I don't have time to play games this month, but I usually play Roblox every second day for 1 hour. Thank you. You are welcome. Dakle, jedan ovakav razgovor iscenirajte u svoju bilježnicu i onda to pošaljite svojoj teacher kao zadatak za domaću zadaću. And a bit by bit we've arrived till the very end of our lesson. I sada je vrijeme da samo procijenite svoje znanje. Dakle, da napišete kako se vi osjećate na kraju današnje lekcije. Ukoliko nešto možete napraviti savršeno, stavit ćete tikić u ovaj stupac. Ukoliko ste onako negdje kao čardak ni na nebu ni na zemlji, tiknut ćete u ovaj stupac. Ili ako baš nešto ne možete napraviti, tiknut ćete ovaj posljednji stupac. I can name 3 video game genres, listen and understand the story about computer games, name 3 advantages of playing computer games as well as 3 disadvantages, and I can write a short interview. And now this game is over. I hope you liked today's lesson, and I hope to see you some other time on some other occasion. Stay safe.